Hey everybody, Mike Chipperini, Chipper's Island Adventures, and today and for the next couple of weeks, I am in the middle of this project. And just like last year and the year before that and the year before that, I have ripped apart a bedroom, or I'm in the process of ripping it apart, and I'm renovating it. Now, I'm not tearing down the walls or anything like that, but it is a fairly big project. And stick around and I'll show you where I am right now. So hey everybody, recently I was in Puerto Rico, and once I got back, I had to get busy on one of my projects here at the house. And this particular project is renovating one of our guest bedrooms. And what I'm doing is I'm ripping up the hardwood floor. It's actually not even hardwood, it's a laminate flooring that is stapled down. It's not a floating floor like a lot of homes do. They'll just lay it down like a parquet floor, and that'll be that. But this one here is actually stapled down, so it's a good amount of work taking it up. And it's also a tight space here. I've taken some of the furniture out of this room. Some of it's going to be purged, and some of the furniture is still in here. So I'm going to show you where I am right now. You can see I got a bookcase over there. That bookcase, normally, this is the entrance to the room, goes here. You can see the paint marks along the wall. You can see the outlets or the switches hanging out along with an outlet down here. That bookcase will go in there. I went ahead and ripped up a portion of the floor. You can see the floor right here, the old flooring. I have a box of new wood here for the new floor, and I've already put in the entryway here. So technically, that bookcase is ready to go back, but first, I'm working over here. Now, what I did normally, I would start on a far wall over there and work this way to the closet and the door. On this one, I began at the door, ran the hardwood floor over. The problem is, as you can see, this is the edge where usually you nail, right here. But what I'm doing is I made a spline. See, the other side has a groove. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a groove on the other side, and that groove goes on here. And then you would nail it to the front. But this end has a groove. So what I did is I made a little spline that I stuck in here. And now I'm able to reverse direction going toward the closet wall. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. I just made that spline. I'm going to go ahead and nail that piece down and then do some other pieces in here. And that way there, I can go ahead and finish the closet and move some of this stuff into the closet out of my way. So that's where I am right now. This project is also involving the closet, like I said, which I had to prime and paint. So now I painted it with a light pink to match the red of the room. By the way, this is my daughter's old bedroom. That's why it's painted red. We're going to leave it red. It's pretty cozy, so what the heck. So the closet had not been primed or painted, so I went ahead and gave it a coat of pink. Light pink, kind of tie it in with the red. And then after the flooring is done, I got to put in a new set of closet doors and retrim it. And speaking of retrimming, I'll be retrimming the baseboard all around. I'll be retrimming these windows and this window over here. And you can see the old baseboard right here. You can see where I cut it. The new baseboard, that's about a 4-inch or a 3-inch piece. The new baseboard is going to be more like 7-inch. It's going to be 1x6 with a cap on it. And you'll see when I get to that. I also have to do the trim around the door. So there's a lot of work that's going on here. Next step, like I said, is right here. And once I get this closet done and some more of this flooring, then I can move a lot of stuff into the closet to set it aside and get it out of my way. So this is what I do when I'm not traveling, when I'm not in the van, when I'm not flying off somewhere. I work on the house or the property and try to get it to where I want it to be. So that's it for now. I'll go ahead and do a little filming, and we'll see how this goes. All right, like any project, I just ran into an issue. And what it is my flooring gun has died. And I borrowed this from a friend, and I'm going to show you, I've had these rubber pieces coming out. Could see them? And I've had big chunks of them coming out of this gun. So I believe it's a big O-ring in here, you know, that's basically gotten old and fallen apart. So I am going to have to take a ride down to my local hardware store and grab a new one. Hopefully it's not going to set me back too much. The good thing is I still have my master bedroom to do at some point. But what I'll do is I'll probably order a kit for this so you can rebuild that area that's fallen apart. But right now, as with all projects, I've run into a little glitch, and now it's time to take a ride. Okay, after a few hours, probably about 3 hours, I called one local hardware store, and then I went to another hardware store physically. I called the other one on the way to the one I went physically, and they did not have floor nailers. So then I headed to Home Depot, and Home Depot may have had them, but they definitely didn't have a boss stitch, which is what I was looking for. So I ended up going to a Lowe's and then running a couple errands while I was up by that way. But this is what I have now. I just bought this piece. This is the old one over here. And now I have this one. So I'm going to check it out. I just put this piece here in, and I'm going to give it a nailing to see if it works. So it should go fine, you know. It is just a nailer. I got the compressor on. I got this piece all ready to go. Just slide it in. Oh, that's a beautiful sound. Oh, that is nice. Wow. This works great. This is nice. You know, it's actually a little lighter. The only thing I don't like is the staple is non-enclosed. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. So, see how these staples, they're non-enclosed in the rack, whereas on the old one, they were enclosed in like a magazine, we'll call it. Which it is, it's a nail magazine. But that magazine isn't enclosed. So I got my dog down there barking up a storm because she doesn't like me nailing. But that works great. Crisis avoided. But now it's time for me, usually around 2 o'clock, I take a break and have coffee. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And now I'll get back to doing all this. And as for the old gun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on YouTube, which is a great source, as we're seeing right now while you watch this YouTube video, is a great source on learning how to do things. And I'm going to look up and see how you rebuild this, because all it needs, I think there's a big O-ring in there, good size one, and it probably fell apart or whatever. This thing's an old gun. So I'm willing to bet that I can order a kit and go ahead and rebuild this. And then I'll get it back to its rightful owner, really. So, no big deal. Time for coffee.